Okay.
Keep that in.
I'm recording, so we can do that. That's our cold open.
That is the cold open, and we are very warm-blooded VGC folks here on the. I forgot the name of the podcast. That's a joke. Obviously, we are the critical touch.
Is it actually?
We are the critical
Such a
touch.
liar.
Don't worry. I'm just joshing you folks. We are here for yet another episode, another week. I am Costa, joined by the ever so lovely Mr. Lee and Mr. Scotty Boy.
Good evening.
Good
Hola.
evening. Or morning.
How we doing?
Or wherever you are.
Good evening.
Doing great. It's been a hot minute since we've actually
been
together, all three of us. I have been losing myself in work, unfortunately, and it finds a way to catch up. Not in your eyes. I mean, right now, yes, but prior to this, I wasn't sure what I was missing, but now I do. So thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. But no, we are here. We are back. The dynamic trio. Obviously, that's duo, and I couldn't think of a three-headed one like the Hydra.
What, like Doug Trio?
Not Doug Trio. That's not cool, man. What are you talking about? A Lowland Doug Trio is where it's at, though.
Is it?
Yeah, is where it's at, bro.
Brah. I didn't say brah. I didn't say brah, did I? Oh, God. I've gotten old.
Yeah, you said brah.
What's up?
Anywho, right.
Anyway, yes.
We have got...
Good to have you back, Costa. And what were you going into?
Well, I was going to go into something hot off the Rotom press. And that... thank you. I acknowledge it and I appreciate it. And that is going to be the Nature's scandal. It's not a scandal. But basically, we have just...
Scandalous.
It is quite scandalous. Okay, look, I'm going to be real. I saw the news and I didn't do a regular eye roll. The eye roll went all the way towards the back of my eyes because I was just like, what am I reading? I literally... No, I was, because I asked my wife, I'm like, is it like April Fool's? Like, what's going on right now? Like end of May.
I didn't know about this until they literally, Costa and Lee just told me before the podcast started.
Yeah.
And before we got reheated, was like, let's click the record button because there's going to be a lot to say about this one, I think.
Mate, yes. Okay, so Lee, would you like to give the lovely folks some context?
So for the rule handbook was updated for the video game championships today for Pokemon, and from September the big news excerpt out of it that everyone's going to be talking about, gone crazy about, having big old opinions about for the next week or so before anything else happens, is that from September you will be revealing your natures to your opponent and vice versa on open team sheets in any official tournament, which is pretty huge because this isn't something that has been given before. And it tells, like, if you're new to the scene, you might think, oh, don't play very much competitive Pokemon. You might think, well, that's not too much. You give away the moves, you give away the items, but that's fine. But you don't want, you're not giving too much away. Giving natures away is a huge integral thing in competitive play because it really tells you whether or not a Pokemon can hit a certain speed tier or not, can hit a certain attack stat or not, and it really dictates how you would approach that Pokemon. It makes the battle so different. Just that tiny bit of information that you're now revealing to your opponent, and they now know about you. You know,
Pokemon's a massive information game, isn't it? Like that. That's the whole. That's one of the big draws, right? And obviously they took away a lot of that with the open team sheets, but they gave us the stuff as much as obviously I know we're all young and hip, but you know we have been playing for a long time and we remember when it used to be closed team sheets. And when they first introduced open team sheets, I don't know how you guys felt, but I was like, the classic, back in my day we never had this. But you know, I think especially at least with the new mechanic with Scarlet and Violet, the terrestrialization, it was kind of necessary in order to see what Terra type your opponent had. But the information they gave you wasn't too like pivotal, right? It was, you know, your ability, your item, and then your moves. And
I
then
mean, it
what
is pretty
territory you were.
pivotal,
It
just
is.
for the record.
No,
Like,
you're right. It
information.
it is, but like I think impact wise, like it's like it's annoying if you're used to closed team sheets, but then for new players, it kind of does help.
it was necessary because of the gimmick, right? As well.
Yeah, but like holding back things like the nature and the EVs until you play Pokemon, you don't really well, if you're big into esports, you may understand why it sounds like a bad idea, but like it's these little nuances which actually separates players. Because trying to find out, like you said, speed tiers are a big one. Trying to work out how fast your opponent is, and trying to work that information out in your first game is really important. That kind of helps to sort of set out the good players from the bad players, being able to determine these little things. Because also based on common sets as well, you can almost work out potentially what EV spread they're running based on their nature as well. So it gives away a lot more than you think it would, like initially would. Because like the EV spreads are the source, because you've taken away all the surprise of the abilities and the items and the moves. The source we have left really that makes the game interesting is how is this Pokemon being run? Because you can run Pokemon so many different ways. You could. I mean, look at Fluttermane, the way the Fluttermane's been run in the format over the last sort of 3 or 4 years. We went from hyper offensive sort of choice specs, max special attack, max speed, to like super defensive, bulky, like T-Wave, Icy Wind Fluttermane. So, and trying to work out how bulky your opponent is, like I said, it's part of the nuance that makes the games complicated. So adding the natures in is kind of, it's like, where do you draw the line? Yeah, controversial. It's like, it feels like a line's been crossed. And then like, what are they going to introduce the EVs next? I mean, again, for new players, I don't know whether this is something. Does this bother people who have only known open team sheets? Are people bothered by this?
I don't
Or
think
are we just
people
being...
would be if they've never been to an official tournament before and they're just getting into it, and this is like just the standard that they're going to be introduced to. I don't think it really makes too much difference to them initially, but I think to everyone that's played in the past, it's such a huge thing because it changes how you approach certain matchups, how you approach certain Pokemon, because you could be like, okay, well, this matchup's normally pretty difficult. Oh, look, they're an adamant nature, not a jolly. So this changes the whole dynamic. Now, this Pokemon on my team outspeeds, and I don't think they've got an answer for it. So it makes life so much easier. And
straightforward.
That can be said on both sides of the field, because that information's for both of them. I don't know. I think there's a line that was probably fine up to a certain point with revealing certain information, but I just think nature's is probably just a bit too far. I think, because at this point you may as well just be like, well, you can just have access to my whole team, because on the fly looking at EVs in a battle, like, you haven't got access to a damage calculator at a tournament. It doesn't really make much difference, right? Other than knowing, oh, it's heavily invested in defense or it hasn't got any speed investment. But we're getting to that point where I think with the nature reveals, it's giving too much, I think, to the players, where especially as a spectator sport, it kind of takes away a little bit of that.
It's a bit boring.
Yeah.
It takes the excitement out of it. Like literally, there are going to be certain interactions where we've seen in the past, casters are hyping, let's say, something up because we don't know the reveal of the nature. If one Pokemon is going to be faster than the other, how the interactions on the training, etc., or if it's bulky enough to survive a certain hit, where we've had build-ups of, oh my god, this one Pokemon that really shouldn't have survived on like 2 hit points or something like that, because it's that bulky. It's full invest in HP, defense, bold, whatever. But yeah, it just, and I think the example that you were mentioning, like let's say Jolly Nature or something, like let's think about a Pokemon, right? Very popular in the meta, Garchomp. If you go ahead and you get the reveal of the nature of Garchomp and you're like, oh, okay, this is Jolly. It's probably going to be max speed invest, right? Okay. Then you got Adamant. Sure, you know that they don't hit the certain benchmarks and they're going to be certain Pokemon that are going to be able to outspeed if they got enough speed investment. And then there are the bulky Garchomps, which they don't even run Adamant or Jolly. They might just go all ahead and, I don't know, rock something like, give me an example, like Impish, I don't know, for whatever reason, because they just want that full investment in the physical side, and they're just a tank. Maybe they've got Citrus Berry or something like that. And so that makes sense. Like, sure, from the item, you could assume it, but the nature just seals it in a way where you know what kind of build and play style you're going for. And for like my take is I am not distraught, but I am upset at this decision because it takes away a bit of the spirit of the game in a way, or at least, you know, like what makes part of VGC. Because like if you rock up like in a league tournament or a match or something like that, and you already know, let's say there's like one of the heroes that they've got diverse different builds that you can run, and you get the reveal from draft picks on which build that particular person's going to run. Like if they're going to go full attack damage, if they're going to go full tank or whatever. Like it just, I don't know, it takes a bit away from the excitement and the build up, the reveal. And I don't know, I feel like that kills a bit of the game for me personally. It'll be fine. We'll deal with it, but I just don't like it.
I am going to play devil's advocate here, just from the other side of the coin. And this is just from my experience playing, because I think I've said what I've said, what I think. I think it's a step too far with the natures. I don't think we needed to have that as open information. But to even the playing field, and I know this from my days when I used to play, before open team sheets were a thing, and you'd have these close, tight-knit grouped communities, Italy, Spain, Germany, and they would all share team information around between their group. So if you were there, like there was a few occasions at nationals, I'd be there with maybe like two other friends from the UK. So like the ability for us to share information between us was like not comparable to a group the size of like 20, let's say Italians, who would share team information. So if one of them had played us, then we know the next time we go up against an Italian, they know our team, because that information about our team that we had revealed in that match will be something that they'll all know about. And eventually you'll get to the stage in the tournament, like Swiss rounds, where they'll know everything about your team. So you're at a disadvantage because you haven't got the information on all their teams, whereas they've got the information on your teams. And don't think I'm singling out Italy here. This goes for many other groups, you know, like this is just how it worked back in the day. So there is the whole ethos of having this information, open team sheets. It levels the playing field. Everyone knows all the information about everyone's team that might have otherwise been, you know, kept just for groups.
Objection, Your Honor.
I do think for that, though, we'll get to your objection. I do think for that, I think it's healthier for the game.
Or just a quick point, because I know Scott wants to say something. That was back in the day with closed team sheets.
Yes.
All right. We have got open team sheets. We have got like 85, 90% of information already revealed. This is literally just bringing it up to 95%. The only thing we don't know is how much investment each individual Pokemon has.
And
that's the only thing missing.
And there's so much variable there, right?
So much to an extent. Like the nature foreshadows. It gives some sort of substance to expectations.
Yeah, but okay, for example, and this is genuine. I'm playing a Garchomp on ladder at the minute. It's Jolly Nature. It's a Citrus Berry. What's the investment? Do you assume it's the investment? How would you approach playing that?
Outspeed our Chaludon, but you've got a lot of more investment in attack and HP. So you just passed that speed tier. No? So you're trying to outspeed Dragonites.
No.
Speed tier.
It's max speed.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Well, okay. You made it sound like you were trying to do something secret or something.
He proper baited you.
You did. He did. What are you talking about?
That's the point.
Well, obviously. But that leans into my point.
1 point to Osiris.
Unbelievable.
Triggered.
Sorry, Sean.
Got you.
No, I'm only messing around,
Crazy.
but that's just an example, right? You're totally right, but that is an example of like what we're kind of talking about, right?
I think
There
you're
is a lot.
correct.
Yeah.
You're correct in the sense that, okay, yeah, you can know the nature, but
Clip that. You don't hear that very often.
you
Delete that part of it. Edit it out. Edit it
no,
out.
quit. Just cut here. Anyway,
clip it.
I think you're right because it's a good example. Just because you know the nature doesn't mean you know the spread, but I think it does. It puts you towards it puts you in the right direction, at least with your knowledge. And I think the more knowledgeable you are of the game and of the meta and of the EV spreads, based on someone's team and the item, you can make an assumption on what the spread is.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was, do you think this benefits the better players rather than the whilst it benefits everyone, obviously, do you think there is a much larger benefit for the better players or the pro players or the people that play, a lot compared to someone who is new to the game? But I guess you could argue that for most things that are introduced.
It's variable. It depends. I like, part of me feels like I incline a bit more to the pro players having more of an advantage, like a tiny bit. But then again, it's open playing field in terms of expectations. So like pro players will always have a bit more knowledge or experience regardless. So I feel like this metric is probably like equal,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
pro players will still always be able to take advantage of it.
Maybe, but it could play against them though, because you're gonna get players like Wolf that'll turn up to a tournament and
they might overanalyze it.
No, well, I think that if you look at like sometimes how Wolf likes to train his Pokemon, he'll train them like a bit more bulky than you would be expecting them to be, or the bulky Pokemon might be a bit more offensive than you expect them to be, or like Michael the Best Day. I was at Utrecht last year around that really fast, speedy Incineroar that no one was expecting, right? Going into those battles, though, you see Jolly Nature on the Incineroar, you're going to approach that and playing that Incineroar completely different than how you would have done without that information. So I think it can be an advantage, but I think it's an even advantage for both players. It's a double-edged sword, really, in a lot of ways. Depends on the context.
Do you think it takes away from the spirit of the game?
I think it takes away a little bit, like, we now with open team sheets, we don't really get those teams that are like, you'd always get one every other tournament. There'd be a gimmicky team where it would just have some mad strategy that, someone had like concepted at home, worked on in a group with others, and no one was expecting to come to the tournament. And it might not win the event, but it makes a splash, right? Makes a splash, and it's entertaining. Well, I think open team sheets kind of take away the possibility of you getting any sort of joy with those sort of teams, because the surprise factor that they rely on is taken away. So I think in a sense, it does take away maybe a bit more of the real creativity of team building.
It nerfs them
a little bit away. Yeah, it nerfs it slightly.
It does, because you already have the fact that it's open team sheets, and now you've got the reveal of natures. And if you run something batshit crazy in terms of like a nature, it's like, oh, okay, I kind of know a bit more now on what kind of tools I need to counter this. So yeah, it's definitely a nerf for more creative.
Yeah. And like if you're running like into an opponent and they've got like they've got Tailwind, they've got Trick Room, and you think, okay, this portion of the team, this Sylveon, this King Gambit, and the Farigiraf, they're the Trick Room element. But then you look at their Charizard, and the Charizard's a quiet nature. You're like, what? But that surprise factor that your opponent would have in that scenario is, and it puts more emphasis on you stopping that Trick Room immediately. So there is those scenarios as well. Like, there's a lot of nuance with it, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's a decision that's maybe retracted, but who knows? They might have to do it because of something to do with the mobile release. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're going to commit with it September 1st, right? That's what they've announced. So it's the start of the new season.
The rules can be changed, though.
They can, but like, what are the odds that they're going to retract it?
I feel like enough people in the community, I feel like they're very receptive to the community. I think if it's not something that the community are very happy about, I think they may retract it. I think
it shows a bit of intention.
You've got to give them credit and props for a lot of the decisions that they have retracted or they've went back to and revisited over the years just because of community kind of noise. So it wouldn't surprise me this time around because it does feel like this is not something that anyone is really welcoming at this point after the decision. So I don't know. That would just be my opinion. I would say I'm probably 70% saying that it'll change and it'll be taken away and we'll not have it come September, but 30% of me says it might still be there.
I get their logic and their thinking behind it because, you know, there's this, it feels like one step forward, two step backwards, right? Because they want to make the game
barrier of entry lower.
The barrier of entry, right? The problem, like for a long time, again, they've been making good changes. Like, there are a lot of players that I know have stopped playing because of the biggest thing is the RNG aspect of the game, right? Fucks you over. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game, you can just get shafted with the RNG in a tournament. You can just get really unlucky. You can play out of your mind. You could just get crit. You could just get paralysis, get sleep, max paralysis, freeze, whatever. And I think this probably comes from that kind of, it comes from that area of wanting to reduce a lot of this. You know, we saw the nerfs to the stats moves, as we talked about in a previous episode. And like you said, reducing the barrier to entry and making it more straightforward is a good idea, but it's just trying to find that balance. Because
it feels like too much.
Yeah,
they've already done
exactly what you guys just said.
Yeah.
You take away the fun of the game, then it just becomes very very linear. Then, if everyone knows everything, then you could argue that it just comes down to the better player, which is great. And like this, I guess this is similar in F1, right? But all the cars are different. If you had all the cars are the same, then you come down to it just comes down to the best driver. But it doesn't always work like that. Part of the reason people are interested in the game is because of these little things that you have to think about. The
differentiators.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to stand out against other games? And I don't know. I think like Lee said. I mean, you know, they did introduce these community leaders, or I can't remember what they call them now.
Community ambassadors.
Yes, community ambassadors. You know, maybe
just Lossy at the minute, right?
Yeah, I think it's just Lossy.
It's just Lossy, yeah.
But still, you know, maybe they will listen to the feedback and sort of decide. There's no reason why they can't change it. Like Lee said, I mean, it might be something they trial this year and then retract it next year. You know, there were rumors, well, not rumors, but people thought, when terrestrialization goes, will they take away open team sheet? You know, they haven't said that yet. But who knows? How do you guys think it will affect it from like a caster's perspective now? Because obviously you guys do a lot of casting. Do you think? I know you briefly touched on it, but will it take away like a lot of the hype? Will it make it easier for analysis on the desk? How will you guys approach it?
Nailed it. I think like it really affects like the casters, like us a lot like it affects the players, like and the viewer suffers because this information, like you say, you're not going to have these moments of like real anticipation between like the players final Pokemon and like, is it going to outspeed? We haven't had that interaction yet. You know the nature, so it's like, well, the likelihood is this one X is going to outspeed Y because X is jolly, Y is adamant. We know that. We had that on team preview revealed. So hyping up those moments and those specific ones, I guess, you know,
I think it's a great point, actually.
It takes away from a viewer's excitement, you know, because I think if you look at some of the most hype matches from the entire history of VG, they are the ones where you think it's on a knife edge, it's coming down, no one can guess which way it's going to go, and it comes down to, you know, how the
Pokemon trained.
Yeah,
it's the tension, mate. It literally detracts a bit of the tension of excitement. So like, you touched on the hype of it. My role obviously did, you know, I fucking lean all the way through hype wise. That maybe that's part of the reason why I feel a bit disappointed because I love building shit up, like in terms of, you know, like payoff of excitement and passion, and just, you know, like pop off moments where, you know, like for example, Seville. Oh my god, yeah, no, that was a bit freaky. That, but I lost a blood vessel or two there. I'm surprised I was still able to survive after that. Anyway, point is though, like I guess in those situations, it's the build up of the unexpected. And the way that you're able to communicate that and transfer it over and make it more infectious from a broadcast viewing experience point of view, blah 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 blah. Point is, I don't know, like sure, some could argue, well, it's just nature's. You guys could still talk about stuff and, you know, like build it up. And oh, hey, some people would say you can get more analytical. Maybe people that are casters that aren't as analytical, they might be complaining because they're going to struggle or whatever. It's like, no, I don't think that's the case. I just think purely it's just down to the fact that rather than us go and talk a bit about the theory behind it and what makes sense and what doesn't, the theory's already there. So we need to like try to dissect it in a way that, like, sure, it might maybe enhance the quality of analysis to an extent, but I don't know. I just feel like it detracts a tiny bit of the anticipation. That's purely it.
I think
it definitely. Oh, sorry, mate.
No. I was just gonna quickly say, like, we talked about this in the past, really, and as we were talking about from the caster's perspective, I think it's something that gets quite overlooked. And I mean, when we talked about, I don't know if us three had this conversation or just had it one-on-one with one of you guys, but like, I've always, you know, bring back closed team sheets, woo, you know, old boomer attitude, used to play all these players who've never played with it, they won't know. But I think you pointed out, Lee, that it's just like, it makes casting or the viewing experience way worse, right? Because you can't talk about anything, because you can't, if you say anything on stream, you're giving away too much like info. And then, like I said, because if you take away closed team sheets, it becomes very much so like it is an information game. You got to keep your stuff. If you're running something really gimmicky, you got to keep it. You got to keep it tight and neat. And like, people never wanted to go, like, when if you had an interesting team, you didn't want to go on stream because you didn't want people to see what you had.
No.
So I think it's like I said, it's a great point from like a viewer's perspective, you know. But it gets about finding the balance. How much do you give so that everyone can know what's going on and make the analysis good, but then how much do you not give? And I think what we had was great. And that's basically what we're discussing now.
How it's been, Scarlet and Violet was fine. Yeah, it was really, really tough because you have to be so careful when it was closed team sheets, because you obviously had the teams in front of you as a caster, but it was a real hard job. And I think a lot of people didn't realize this when they're watching it as a viewer. As a caster, your responsibility was to know exactly what had been revealed by that player up to that point. If they'd been on stream before, what they had revealed in their team is stuff that we could talk about in this next match. But anything else out of what they've shown on stream we could not talk about it at all. We couldn't talk about combinations that they might have on their team with Pokemon that hadn't been used yet, because essentially at that point we're giving viewers and players in the tournament that might be watching the screen information on that player's team, and that puts them at a disadvantage. So it was a real hard job, and we also had to be able to kind of create these moments where obviously excitement, but we kind of, you know, knew what was going to happen, but you have to build up this anticipation for the viewer. So I really do think it's something that it was never really, it's never been talked about, I guess. So it's never been anything that has been appreciated, that, you know, like the old casters had to deal with. So the open team sheets from a caster's perspective is brilliant, because we can talk about so much more in games now when the battle's going on, the possibilities of different combinations that we could see coming out. But it doesn't mean that I agree with the nature thing. I think it is maybe that little bit step too far. But
I think
it's what we have to deal with. It's something that everyone has to deal with. So
the fact that we're having this discussion really is like a good indication, you know, where the game's become, right?
Oh, yeah.
These are the things you know you talk about on a large scale within the sort of the larger esports scenes, the larger games. You know, the fact that, you know, it is becoming so important. The view experience is really important, and the the player experience is important, and how well the casters can do their job, to give the people at home a good time, to give the vibe of the tournament. It's almost like not like taking it for granted, but we're in like a privileged position that we're thinking about these little things. These are the little things that make we're almost in like the perfecting stage, and obviously VGC's evolved so much. And the casting and I mean, they never used to be streamed when I first started playing. If they were all grassroots. I mean, look at where we are now. So, these are little quality of life things, which I know they are a big deal, but it's cool that we've got to a stage where these things are important, because that's what makes the games fun, really.
100%.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it is like you said, the, no pun intended, evolution of the game itself, and like the community and the experience. And you're right, we are in a privileged spot. Who would have thought that Scarlet and Violet was probably, from a broadcast point of view, one of, if not the best era of games to be able to watch along, in terms of the vast knowledge. I would even argue the quality of the commentary as well, because touching on to Lee's point before, you don't need to be fake anymore. You don't need to try to put on a show.
Be genuine.
And yeah, you can be genuine. You don't need to fabricate excitement, knowing that you've got information that is crucial. The fact that everyone else knows that info, okay, it's an equal level playing field. We could talk about it now. Cool, nice. And we could theory craft and whatever. So like, it was just an all around win. So, but yeah, like this just feels like you guys said, tipping over the scale on the other side, like towards the other side now, in a bit of an unnecessary way, especially when, like the bicycle wheels, in terms of lowering the barrier of entry, have already been applied in terms of the lack of items we've got, the lack of certain Pokemon, I guess. Yeah, restricted decks, that's fine. Like, which I'm all for. It makes sense. There was a lot of hate when it was initially revealed. People were complaining and all that, but it makes total sense. They're going to periodically start reintroducing new items and new Pokemon, etc., etc. That's not a problem. And who would have thought that Rage Powder is absolutely busted in that first format, because there's no safety goggles. But regardless, like it's just, we need to make strides in that way. And yeah, well, we'll see. I personally hope, they do retract it. They do listen to the community. It depends on how it goes, really, because who knows? September from now is a long time. Maybe that's the reason why, like you guys said, they brought it up now so they could gauge,
But
feedback.
I think, like Lee said about them removing it, like, I think this is a whole point of Champions. This should be what Champions is like. They should be able to make these changes. Every time they introduce a new format, they can be like I said, like patch notes for a game, oh, we've tweaked this. Oh, we didn't like the nature thing. Why can't they change it mid-season? There's no reason why they can't. I get from like a complete perspective, you could argue, oh, it's not fair making changes. But again, that adds to the dynamic of the season. There
Makes
are obviously certain
alive.
things that you probably cannot change until the start of a new season. That's fine. But I think with the introduction of champions, they should allow themselves to be more flexible, and that's how you keep the game fresh, by not being afraid to admit that you made a mistake, getting feedback from the community, changing this. I mean, not everyone's gonna like, community's not gonna like everything they do, but who cares? Because then you can change it again. You can be like, okay, we tried it, we didn't like it, we're gonna change it for the next format. Here's some new Pokemon. Oh, you didn't like that? Doesn't matter, because we're gonna change it again in 4 months' time. Because they do it.
Looking at it, where things can be changed. You trial it, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter too much. We trialed it, and we now know that moving forward, that's not something we want to stick with. So I think, being pliable like that probably helps the growth of the
it feels like the natural progression, right?
Yeah.
That's the point of a live service game. You want to be able to, actively react. React to the community, to what can further improve your game, but more importantly, bring more people to play your game. So, and I know we covered this in previous episodes, talking about, oh, you know, could they try to find other ways to, you know, retain more casual viewers, or just like, you know, just even people that, you know, like, are just like been playing VGC for like 50 years, like Ben Kiriakou. You see what I did there, Lee?
I liked it. Yeah.
I thought you would. But my point is, yeah, the point is though, like, you know, like maybe they will introduce a single player mode in some form. You know, like I think when you hit Master Ball or something, that big buff wrestling guy is like, oh, maybe one day you'll be able to battle me. Maybe that could be like a preview.
They should have fun.
They're planning,
They
but they
need to
should
have
have
fun
fun.
in the game.
Exactly. They need to have fun. They need to make sure that they could try to find a way to keep it alive, but engaging in a chill way. You don't need to be serious. Go ahead and give away Pokemon. I think you guys mentioned a really good idea. Might have been Scott or Lee, I don't remember. But where like you can get a Pokemon rewarded if you go to like an event or something, or if you get like the top position. Like just have at it, mate. These are digital assets.
Yeah,
Come on.
Who gives a
just
fuck?
get with it. Yeah, like it's not going to cost anything. You just said it. Like just to show that you've got this custom feeling that you're able to like insert into, let's say, the end consumer, that they feel seen, that they feel taken care of, that, oh, these guys, they're actually active. You know, like you see, I was just like, you see like games, for example, like this one game recently. Oh my god, Crimson Desert. Like, I'm not sure like if you guys have been playing or not, but basically Pearl Abyss is a studio. It's a Korean studio. And ever since the game came out, I shit you not, on nearly a 1 week basis to 2, they have been releasing patch updates. They have been going for pure balance patches as well. Like their whole goal was, we are going to listen to our community and we're going to work our butts off in order to try to make this game the best that it can be, the thing that the community wants. Because there is some stuff that were broken and people were like taking advantage of exploits. And you know what they said? They're like, oh, okay, we see you. We're going to disable it. But in like 2 weeks, we come back and we've introduced it as a skill that you can earn. And
wow.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, oh, okay, like we'll do that. Like you'll be able to fly very far, but at a certain cost or something like that. But my point is, like, I genuinely, and I think we all do, really want that level of care when it comes to this game. Because it deserves it.
I think so as well. I think
from a marketing perspective, I think the more fun they have with it, the wider stretch you're going to have. I mean, I'm going to use an example here. It's not really relevant to Pokemon, but I mean, take Duolingo as an example, right? You know, it's just, you know, it's a language learning app that is good. Like, loads of people learn language on there, but the way they do their marketing, through the way, you know, the updates they make to the app, and they have fun. They have fun with it. And I think Pokemon, to a certain extent, whilst it is a kid's game, I think it kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say it's become too serious, but I feel like you just, having fun will resonate with the player base and make people want to play and watch it as well. I feel like if you're really going to push to the wider audiences with people like, with things like Pokemon XD, and you know they've started to do, you know, whoever runs their Twitter account has a bit of fun, you know, a bit of banter with Wolfie and stuff sometimes, but you know, I think they can go beyond that. They can do more stuff that will make the game fun. And if they fuck up, who cares? You know, you can't improve without failure. So they just have to go for it and just send it. And I think that's how they're going to get people in.
Did you guys see the interview that was it last week? I think late last week with the
the devs?
Game devs, yeah.
I didn't see it, but I heard some stuff about it.
Yeah, so there was lots of info in there. I think one of the things was they've got no plan for bringing skins in future.
That means nothing. It means nothing.
It means nothing because they could turn around next week and be like,
by the way, BT does.
Yeah, but
I think doing dev videos and stuff is a good idea. You know, like coming out and just speaking to, like, League do it all the time.
like patches.
Yeah, like literally just talking about why they've done the changes. I think it makes it so much more transparent because then because we're sitting here talking about. Sorry, Leon, I'll cut you off. And we're sitting here talking about like why have they changed? Why have they done this nature change? They might have some insane stat. They've got all this knowledge of the game, right? They might have a reason behind it that we can't think of. You know, I know we've probably covered it. I'm just using it as an example. They'll have their reasoning, and at least we'll know, from their perspective, why they decided to do this. And like I said, they do it in League a lot of the time, and I think it shows that they care. I don't understand League, right? Sometimes I just watch the patch notes just because they're like charismatic and you can see they care about the game.
Passionate. And they've got insider info, so they want to sort of like bring you into the fold and make the feeling.
And they can tease stuff as well because they're the devs.
Yeah. Exactly. They can do what they want. Exactly. They decide what they want to tease.
And I think that transparency as well would stop like crazy theories like this, for instance.
What skins?
Listen closely. Come in.
Go on.
So, campfire story. So why they're introducing natures now is to get us used to it, because when Winds and Waves comes out, the new mechanic that's going to be in that game relies heavily on natures. So they're getting us used to it now. So when that mechanic comes out and those Pokemon have been revealed, Winds and Waves is out, and they come finally into Champions, we all ready for what's about to happen. So maybe, but it would stop that sort of rubbish, you know? That it might not be. This might be the reason, but I think it probably is. But it stops all of that sort of stuff, the transparency, doesn't it? You know?
It depends on if you want that sort of buzzing to stop, because sometimes it could be engagement in terms of the theory.
No, but they can still leave little breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs, yeah, exactly. Like breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
But it's the speculation from the lack of clarity and information that we get,
which is the usual, mate. Like that's what usually is the case.
Usual, yes, yeah. But I think, I would like to hope that we get some. I think once the mobile version comes out, I think that's when we will get a better gauge of the.
Do you guys still think it's coming out in June?
Yeah, I'm on that train, baby.
Oh, he's on
what we're saying.
Mate, I think I committed as well with Choo June, because NAIC afterwards, surely, like they might even. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't put it past them just going ahead and announcing it on the stage.
What, like
by the way?
Open?
Oh, at the end? No, not the open. They gotta force you to stay there and watch the stream, get all the awards, and then whip it out.
It'd be crazy for them to literally say it and then end the stream. Like as a wrap up, but like, oh, by the way, Champions just dropped on mobile. End. Drop the mic, walk away.
I would love that kind of chaos from.
That's what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. The charisma. Like it would just be so good.
Get us on that stage. We'll announce it. We'll be more than happy to do that.
Moment, wouldn't it?
Mate, that'd be sick.
That'd be nuts.
Be so good for PR. Again, like PR. It'd be so good for PR.
I think it's
going to be hard for them to keep keep it under wraps with when the mobile version is going to release, though. I think there's so many more fingers in all these mobile pies that are going to know about it. It's going to leak.
They will
way before.
They're going to have people, giving their own reviews, build up, and all that stuff. That just flashed me back. EUIC. I was hoping so much, because I was hosting, that the script would at some point say, you're gonna announce Champions Day and all that. No, mate, there was I was just praying, and I was like, oh no, I can't see anything.
How sick would it be, right, if they were gonna do that, but they didn't tell the announcer? They just had it on a cue card, and they was like, oh, by the way, read this, and you open it up. So then you get the genuine caster's reaction, but
that may or may not have happened before. Who knows?
Yeah, but I'm saying, it should be so good.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Well, I think that the big announcements at Worlds this year are going to be Champions related. I think they're going to be
for sure. It's not going to be Wind and Waves, is it? Until
no, we got time.
It's going to be interesting to see what it will be. It'll probably be mixing mechanics. I think mixing Megas and Gigantamax or Terras or something like that.
Or turning to Ash with all the fucking the mega wristband and the Z wristband and the
Z crystals back before they do anything else. So we go megas, we go Z crystals, then we go into
Astra Ninja.
Yeah, and then we go into Dynamax, Gigantamax, and then we finally have terrestrialization come back in. So we have a big old gap.
But that'd be a good way to do it, like each format.
Yeah, because we've had
change it.
Megas and Z moves before.
Hmm.
So having them back again is something we've, familiarity. But then when you add in Dynamax to that, it's like, what?
Question, sir. Which gimmick do you expect to be the next one, and when?
I think Lee hit the nail on the head there with Z-moves, really.
Yeah,
I would have said Megas, but we've obviously already got that. They're not going to do Dynamax yet because it's too complicated. Z-moves are at least simple enough to understand. Oh, I get Big Boom Button for one turn in the game.
With the item.
Yeah, with the item as well. So I think that makes the most sense to me.
I've made an observation, and I'm not sure if a lot of people have yet. But when you're in the battle arena within Champions, right? Have you noticed how spacious it is?
It's very spacious. Big enough for Gigantamax Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, like, all they need to do is just
so much like that Jack Nicholson, just the there it is.
Baby.
This is a reason alone to come over to YouTube and just
wait. I've told you my father does that. You remember what I said? Like, that's a Jack Nicholson literally reminds me of my dad. He does that with just that crazy face. Anyways, the point is that I think they have the room to facilitate, at least like visually and all that. Like, what I genuinely want to see is when they're going to start introducing new maps or new arenas or new custom stuff. Like, I am dying for that.
They gotta start getting freaky with their customization.
They truly, like, if it's not going to be skins and hollowware, please make it more music. We need more tracks. We need more arenas that we can select.
Why can you not battle in a gym? Like any gym. For any game.
Technically, it's a dojo, the other one, but
I really hope that they don't. This isn't just the battle arena that we're in now is the one that will always be in. That would be so devastating.
Unless they visually, like, I feel like I'm not hoping this happens, but I feel like it might happen because of the arena with how they've set it up, that they're just going to try to do very skin light changes to it, where they're going to say, oh, okay, we're going to change the patterns on the floor, or we're going to change the look, slight look of the stadium. Oh, look, there's going to be, I don't know, not paparazzi, but like the things that you pop in the air. It's like, not fireworks. I'm talking about the other ones.
Confetti.
That confetti crap. Or they're going to try to do a seasonal or something like that.
How sick would it be, right? Now that we've got finals in a venue, if they change the venue, the arena in the game to the arena in real life?
That'd be wild.
Not like, obviously, they can't recreate it, but
try to.
Just throw some similarities there.
What the arena is going to be design wise like all worlds, then they would just design it on that the floor plan.
Yeah, because like screw the other games. Like VGC is the real game.
Yeah, because look at the design of like the arena last worlds with that the LED panel screen. So cool. I mean, you could do something crazy. That would be very cool.
I mean, Costa, you work with a game development company. How difficult is it to do stuff like this? Like, if you've got the foundations of the game, to add things like skins in, to change the arena, not the actual mechanic, but the surrounding info, is that difficult to do, or is that literally just to like design it, plop it in type thing? Or
it depends on how far you want to go. Like, I mean, you usually have to try to be able to be efficient, so it's not that much of an impact on budget and the deadlines. So they'll probably try to find the same foundation and try to alter it in some ways, because like it could cost time wise to make new assets from scratch. And that's why, I mean, Pokemon have the arsenal of previous assets they can dive into. I know that this is Switch 2, although obviously it's on the Switch 1 as well, Champions, and it will be mobile. They can tap into previous stuff as well if they really want to, you know, like
Battle Revolution, dude. All those battle arenas and
they
Battle
can do it. Like they just need to be able to upscale them to a point where you know, like it looks decent and it can be optimized to the point where it can handle PC. Because like sometimes it might not be common knowledge, but certain assets in the world, they might have their own performance budgets, or you know, like they deter from the performance budget in of itself, and they could either create leaks or make the game's system go over budget. So that's why they individually need optimization work as well to make sure that, you know, there's no funky business, and that usually requires it to be properly set up, which takes time.
I just feel like, I don't know why my ape brain just makes it like thinks this way, but I feel like customization is the way to get people into the game. Like,
easily.
Well, I am already fed up of the splash screen in the dojo that you're at, you know, where you've got your menu screens and you've got the girl behind the desk. I'm like, I could do with just being able to change this up once in a while.
Well, at least change it when the format changes. You know?
It's going to. There's no way they're not going to change something. Like in my mind, like we're sort of theorizing.
Yeah.
They have to. They have to. I'm sorry, like 2 months, and you stay on that thing, and you're introducing a new format with new Pokemon, and you're not going to introduce some new visuals. Like they have to.
The things we're saying with this, right? Do you guys genuinely believe that Pokemon will do any of this stuff? Because I feel like we've been not trying to diss Pokemon, but I feel like whenever Pokemon fans theorize a lot of stuff, they always get
disappointed.
Yeah, because I think they always get too optimistic. And I know we're talking about it from the perspective, it feels like this is what they need to do in order for the game to succeed. But it doesn't mean that they're going to do it. Because I feel like they've arguably, even though Scarlet and Violet was a good game, they've half-assed Scarlet and Violet, really. The game came out, they tried to patch it. I know it runs really good on the Switch too, but it felt like after they did their thing, like they just kind of binned it off. And I'm worried that they might do the same thing with Champions.
The concern would be how much budget they have to live service, sustain Champions. So I feel like I've heard somewhere that they don't have a big team. And what I mean by a big team, they don't have over 30 devs or something like that. And that is a pretty small team. Now, they will have external, I would imagine, like whether it's external devs or external QA to an extent, to make sure that they're supporting them. But I don't know. I'm in the same boat of worry with you, Scott. I think that they've done really good setup work onto it. But also it's the fact that we've theorized that Champions was supposed to come out sooner based off of certain trends and expectations and potential announcements, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that it's delayed and there's still a lot more work, in my opinion, to be needed or required and all that stuff, it isn't a good sign to me that they will be able to move as quickly as they'd like. They're probably like on a 2 or 3 month backlog, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe it's something that they just see, like, you know, if they start getting big numbers, do they then expand the team?
They could, yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like justification of getting 500,000, 720,000 people playing your first tournament is pretty strong, but it's the through line in sustainability. How many more people are you going to keep on having? But that's the part where they need to be able to do stuff to keep people and not just let it die.
To me,
that's all we need.
What, drop what?
Pikachu in a top hat.
Right, get those skins in, baby.
For Weewa, there you go. Like bring little,
drop one skin. I guarantee you, it will fund the dev team for a year.
100%. A dev team of like 100 people.
I don't know why they don't do it. Like they're gonna lose. People lose their minds.
I don't know.
Just had a wild thought as well. Like, could you imagine if they like allowed you to make your own custom Pokeball as well? Like, just design your own.
Stop it.
Oh, speak dirty to me. Mate, that would be so good.
We call that the custom ball, but it could have like special animations when you throw it out. It could be any color.
Oh, stop it.
Put stickers on it. You can put like a Garchomp sticker on for your Garchomp.
Mate, stop it right now.
Yeah.
But do you guys not feel like, to me, I understand there are other important facets of the Pokemon IP, right? But right now, in my mind, and again, I know you've got the main series games, which will always be a big deal. I feel like Champions should be or is their focal point right now, because I feel like this is the evolution. Like, this is where the hype is. I know it's not a Pokemon game. It's just like a battling game. But if you look at like how do you want to hype up Pokemon, right? You know, we looked at. I'm sure you've seen, like, we've talked about having, you know, like imagine like a VR Pokemon battle, right? How insane that would be.
That'd be nuts.
You know, I feel like Champions should be their center front. That, like, not necessarily the most. I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself saying this, but not necessarily the most important thing. But it should be their showcase piece to people that, you know, that want to get into Pokemon, or how they get into Pokemon, their first introductions. You know, they saw Worlds, right? They go, oh my god, what is this? You know, they see these grand stages, they see these, like, the customizations, they see all this stuff, they go, this is sick. You know, like I said, I keep coming back to this, like, how do you draw in the general public? And these are the things you need to do.
So how I've seen it is that Champions is the investment for the future, not their main centerpiece. Because their main centerpiece will, and forever until the end of time, be the main baseline games, the mainline games, because that is what opens up the door to all of the different merch outlets and all the different games and blah 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 and all that stuff. But you're right, it sort of feels like they're trying to create a hub around Champions to lure people in from all the baselines. So, like, the mainline games, the hope is, oh, hey, you really like Pokemon? Hey, you want to take it to the next level, little kid? Why don't you go and join our little Champions Battle Duel, where you could go ahead and become the world champion one day. But point is, you know, I don't know why I put my Tioga Texas hat on.
I was about to say, you said like Tioga from Tokopia,
But the point is, that's the investment aspect of it, and until they have strong enough justification to expand the budget on Champions, it's gonna stay at the moment on like a 2-year plan that they've got set out, and they'll have all the different seasons already roadmapped, and they'll have the point of contentions where they're gonna have to re-review the budget, maybe like 1 year, 1.5 years down the line before the end of that set, you know, like lifeline of a roadmap, and they're gonna say, right, okay, let's just check the numbers. Does it make sense? Can we do, you know, chuck more money at this thing to grow it more? So it's just like investment territory for now. But yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. But it's definitely an exciting time to be a Pokemon fan, for sure.
Oh yeah,
like a very, very exciting time. So I'm very happy where we are.
Yeah,
like you said, it's always one of those things where you're like, we take it for granted that we're in this position, unfortunately, but like, when you get, this is what happens, you know, it means the fact that we're talking about these things, it means that Pokemon is in a good place. And even though I have lost interest in Champions a bit, I'm never going to lose interest in Pokemon.
You'll be back, baby.
I'll always be back.
When you think about it, it's mad to think if Winning Waves drops November next year, that will be 5 whole years without a main series title. A long time. That's like almost, it's not as much, but we're getting closer towards, like, you know, Zelda kind of.
They cannot afford to fuck this up as well.
Oh yeah. I think the longer they leave it, they have to nail it.
Yeah.
But that's why it's good that they're taking more time, because all the different projects that they've got, clearly we've seen they've got a lot in parallel, and there'll be a lot more things that they're planning right now. So you got to be able to give it the time to breathe properly.
Yeah. Because you think we've had Pocopia, we've had Legends EA, we've had Champions, re-released Fire Red, Leaf Green. That's like 5. Just this, the kind of this. I know Legends EA was last year, but we had the DLCs. You know.
New Pokemon, technically, right? The Mega Evolutions count as new Pokemon as well.
Yeah. So, well, like 50 new Mega Evolutions, essentially, you know, which is a lot, you know.
So
makes Champions very exciting because that's what we've got to look forward to with the new format coming very soon, and you would expect new Megas to be introduced as well as some other Pokemon.
Do you think they would introduce a new Pokemon in Champions before a mainline series game? So they introduced like a new version of Sylveon. They teased it and said like, "Well, like this is what we got coming," and then it drops in Champions before the actual mainline series game.
Could do it. I could see them doing something like that.
It'd be cool. But like, I don't know, that'd be crazy. Like, that would be so unlike them to do that.
It'd be a good way to hype up the upcoming game.
Genuinely, genuinely would. They've got the tools.
They've got the pieces.
They got the pieces. They just need to like commit with trying to find a good way to strike the chord
to hit a home run.
Engagement and hit a home run. Exactly. But talking about home runs and different formats, because obviously we discussed the next one is coming up straight after NAIC. So I've got a little question to pose to you two and also to anybody listening or watching in. What is the one Mega Evolution Pokemon if you were told by Pokemon, TPCI, Champions, devs, which Pokemon do you want to include into the next format? Which would it be?
Mega.
Old on you.
Any.
Oh, this is so hard.
Oh, yeah. Any. Even legendaries.
I need to have a quick look.
Even legendaries.
I said any, boy.
I'm gonna shoot down the line for a new Mega that's I would say probably the one I'm looking forward to.
He's searching right now.
Seeing what its ability is and how good it is actually going to be is Golisopod.
Little Golisopod with the is it 4 arms now, or did it always have 4 arms? No, now it's got 4 arms, I think. I'm not mistaken, right?
No, yeah. No, it's always had.
It always did, didn't it? I swear I saw it have more arms for some reason, or it just looked like super bulky.
Because it goes from a bug water to a bug steel.
Yeah, bug steel, that's it. Okay. I swear
we don't know its ability. We don't know its ability.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, I see the distinction. So it has 2 big arms. It has 2 small arms.
Like
but then the small arms go overhead. Yeah. So they've like outgrown and they've become a bit bigger. So more refined. Oh, he's got 4 legs. 4 legs, mate. That's what it was.
Mega Scolipede as well.
You know, it looks like a Droideca, clearly, right? That's where the inspiration comes from in Star Wars, which is so sick.
Yeah.
It's so
Bro, I've just had so many Mega Pokemon just spoiled to me looking through this list. I haven't played the fucking ZA.
Such to be.
When did Heatran and Darkrai get a fucking Mega? What's going on?
Okay, all right, cool. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did ask the question. I am going to defer to Scott, who was talking about spoiled Pokemon, whilst I totally do not start searching the entire
Mega Swampert.
Whoa, the swamps!
My
favorite boy. Serious?
Yeah, man, get Swift Swim. It's a cool Pokemon.
To be fair, it was like Mega Swampert went so
Mega
hard.
Swamps, baby.
Scrafty as well.
To be fair,
Mega Scrafty's gonna be. There's so many that I'm just going through the list now. I'm like, wow, I forgot.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot of abilities as well. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Still, so much is unknown.
Mega Excalibur, that thing's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be broken, mate. So the thing is, obviously, they haven't added too much of a variety with its stats because it already had busted stats. All right.
Yeah.
So, and it's gonna be the same ability, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It hasn't been confirmed.
Has it not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like Mega Raichu X and Y as well.
Oh, true. I forgot those.
Yeah, because there's a lot of rumors about one of them getting maybe Electric Surge, which would be
nuts.
That'd be pretty sick.
No, but then like I feel like that falls under the category of Mega Meowstic, where it was theorized it's gonna get psyched terrain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
No,
lol, just kidding.
I know, literally. All right,
That
but
would
to
have been
answer,
so busted if it had. Imagine in this format with a psychic.
be the best. It literally would be the best archetype. But to answer your question, I have found my mon, and it is obviously I've got so much sauce. It is Mega Phalanx, mate, representing Rechia.
Mega
It's a weird Pokemon, mate. Such a weird Pokemon.
What do you mean it's weird? How dare you? I will not accept any blasphemy against the Mega of which is Phalanx.
I do like it. Yeah, it's cool. And
Shut
kind
this
of
guy
together
up.
into a giant phalanx.
Mate, buff.
It's a buff thing.
It's a Robo Phalanx. What are you talking about?
Robo Phalanx. It is.
Phalanx.
If I was picking an old one, it would be Morwell. I think I miss Morwell.
Yeah, I was going to say, why have you not mentioned Mega Morwell? I felt like that would have been close to your heart.
Yeah, it's very
Squeeze me.
What was that?
You want to say that again, Costa?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you couldn't hear the truth because of all your bias. It's trash.
Put him off the pod. Let's put him off. Let's get him off.
I'm sorry. It became trash the moment Zacian became a thing. Like, what are you talking about? There's just so much going against Mega Morwell. It's insane. I've had this conversation with a couple of Greeks that have been adamant that, oh my god, Mega Morwell will be the best. I'm just like, okay, in front of which Pokemon of the meta right now?
Well, you say that Charizard was in the format the last time it
Charizard's always in a format. It's always in a format. It's never leaving a format. Let's be real.
Charizard's probably not, but Morwell did all right when Charizard was last in the format.
Yeah, but
there's no psychic train, is there? So you can still sucker punch stuff.
Aerodactyl's got a little bit, but it depends what Pokemon they also add in.
What role does it fit right now?
It's a really strong Intimidate user. Psychic Steel, it's Fairy Steel is like those two stabs. I mean, you look at players are using Tinkerton because that combination's very strong right now.
Oh yeah. The synergy is quite potent. Don't get me wrong.
A good move pool as well. Huge
but like,
power is its ability. It's nuts.
It's just gonna sit there and get smacked by everything outspeeding it.
You're
and then in
Trick Room, if you don't shut up.
Yeah, but you can bulk it out pretty well. I mean, I don't know how much experience you had with Mega Morwell back in the day.
What are you talking about? I tried that trash mon.
No, Costa, mate, you need to be quiet, mate. You need to stop. We're gonna fall out.
Genuinely, mate. Listen, what is it gonna do in a format right now where there are so many more Pokemon that outspeed
the format may change.
Outpower it?
Just because...
No, I hear you. It might change. I agree. It might change.
Hey, that is not different from the last time it was in a format. Like in 2014 format, everything pretty much outsped it. Everything hit it hard.
There's a lot of different changes with interactions nowadays, with speed control being dynamic.
It benefits Morwell a lot more, that speed interaction now.
It's not that fast. It's middle tiering speed.
But it doesn't still take advantage of it on Tailwind.
You can try.
You can.
And fail.
No. It does well on Trick Room as well.
No, but once again, Trick Room is slightly nerfed right now. So it's
and
not
everyone's
a good
running
spot
Supreme
there.
Overlord, Gambit, so get away with the Intimidate a bit better there, don't you? So
like you got some pretty potent ground types out there.
You've got
like
one pretty potent ground type.
You don't only have one.
You've got Garchomp.
Don't disrespect Ross's Mamoswine. How dare
you're running
you?
anything other than Garchomp on a serious team in comp. Right now, I would question.
Edu got Mudsdale to champions tier, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's a world champion. Edu's an exception.
I know that some Americans tried it and they absolutely failed, and it was hilarious. But that makes sense. As to be expected. But
it depends. It all depends on, I think, what non-mega Pokemon are introduced alongside the Morwell.
Fair. Yeah.
But I do think Morwell could do well. Morwell's good. Morwell's a decent Pokemon. Don't underestimate it.
You know what? I feel like Mega Aggron would be more useful than Mega Morwell.
Right, boys. I feel like we're diverging here into a big tangent.
I'm a big Mega Aggron fan. I remember back in 14, I tried to make Mega Aggron work, but yeah, give up in the end because it was.
It didn't get body press back then, mate.
No, it
It's
didn't.
a whole different Pokemon now.
But it still had filter, and it was still trash then, like it's trash now.
Say that to a +6 Mega Aggron in your face, looking at you with huge power.
In the sun, just
what? Now you're talking about Charizard? No, I'm talking about Mawile.
You just threw Aggron out of the woodwork. I thought I'll just bring in my my Weather Ball Charizard in the sun. I'll just
the one that's gonna like nuke your own Mega Mawile, mate.
The delete button.
Let's see how you're doing.
Yeah, but Mawile has Sucker Punch, so if you chip the Charizard, you could clean it.
It's Farigiraf, mate. What do you mean? Do you realize that the scale of Pokemon potency has changed since 2014?
I love that we're just throwing all of these, like, we're just throwing up anything into this mix, yeah?
The Jewel of the Fates.
Yeah.
Don't. What a great battle and a great song.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's so good.
We could go on like this forever, but I will not concede and say that Mawile will be good when it is introduced, but I am looking forward to Mega Goliath support because I think that's going to be really good as well. Another Steel type.
Strut, did you come to a decision of your Mega?
Told you, Mega Swampert, baby.
Oh yeah, you did. The one that just gets
not interested in the new ones.
I think there's some very cool ones there, but I think if we're talking about bringing back a Mega.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Mega Swampert.
I also think Mega Garchomp Z is going to be like absolutely broken.
You reckon? I mean,
it loses the 4 times ice weakness. It gets a speed stat of 151 base.
Oh my god, does it?
Nuts.
Oh, I didn't know this. Oh my god.
Single dragon type.
I did not know this.
We don't know its ability, so yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that'll be
probably going to get something.
Get Levitate. What do you think it's going to get? Because it's got this like flying kind of design.
It might get Levitate.
Mate.
I don't know. Imagine if it gets like Earth Eater or something.
Oh, you reckon it gets Aerialate?
Like a Launcher. Oh, that would be nuts. That'd be crazy. Right. That would be crazy. Just to be like, yeah, Salamence.
Yeah. I'll show you that. I'm the better one. Yeah. I don't need no wings like you. I've got blades.
Salamence would be really good in this format right now. Imagine how good Salamence would be. Yeah, Charizard would be nowhere. We need some better Charizard checks than we've got.
We do.
I mean, we've got plenty of good ones. It's just
I said I forgot about Mega Salamence. It's a pretty cool Pokemon.
Yeah, Mega Salamence, so good. Good.
They should do a thing where they bring back Pokemon and then just remove the nerfs that they added to them. So just bring back Mega Salamence.
Metagross? Oh, Salamence.
Okay. And just remove the nerf to Aerialate, remove the nerf to Pixelate, remove the nerf to Gale Wings.
Parental.
Yeah, Kangaskhan. Just like a chaos. Do like a chaos, like 1 week chaos on the ladder where they just remove all the nerfs or just buff stuff randomly. Would be so funny.
That would Kang Power Up Punch.
If Kang Power Up for 1 week. For 1 week only. Have fun.
All it needs is 1 week on a regional weekend.
Released on a Friday.
Release the Kraken!
Power Up Punch Kang. I think it will come back at some point.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be so fun if it did. But I was going to say Metagross is the big baddie, I think, of the next format.
Yeah, maybe.
Come on. It's too good.
Yeah, Metagross is very good. Yeah.
Exciting things. It's very exciting things. I think we should wrap up before we start rambling on for that. We could talk for hours, obviously, but
we could. Yes.
Like because I was going to say Mega Lucario Z as well. There's
and Mega Absol Z.
Oh no, that's already available, mate.
No, Mega Absol Z's not.
I thought it was already available in the format.
Just Mega Absol.
That's just trash. Oh, it's just Mega Absol.
Just Mega Absol, which has always been pretty bad.
Trash, yeah,
I think Mega Absol Z will be different because it actually outspeeds Shadow Rider Calyrex by 1 point, which is interesting when legends get brought back in. You know,
are you actually serious?
It's a good check for that because it's Dark Ghost.
Dark Ghost, mate. What? Oh my God, Sableye. Hello.
Wild, yeah.
Hola.
Yeah.
Como está? Ooh la la.
It's gonna be good. I think.
Como está?
I think like Mega Lucario Z is gonna. I think all the Z ones will be really good. And then we've got Mega Heatran. But I'm prolong this, and I need to put a line. Maybe we do next week. We just talk about new Mega Pokemon.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. That'd be a good episode, actually.
Yeah. And also to viewers, I'm leaving this to the back end of the and maybe I'll put a comment below the video as well, just to remind people, if you've got questions, leave them first. Next week we'll have a little section in the pod where we actually answer any of your questions. So if you've got any questions for any one of us, or a collective question for all three of us, leave it in the comments below, and we will pick it up in next week's episode.
You've made it this far. Thank you very much for listening. If you are still listening or watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notifications bell. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow. Give us a rating, 5 stars only, please. And we do appreciate everyone who does listen, because
yes, we do.
It's just the boys hanging out. You know, we're trying to find an audience, and you know, if you think anyone you know that would enjoy this, please feel free to share it. So I've had a good episode this week, boys. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up the pod?
I nearly. Okay, so I've never actually seen I thought I'd seen a hornet before in my life, but I'd never actually seen a hornet until today, when this huge hornet, I'm not even joking, about 2 inches, flew in my window, and I nearly had a heart attack. And I was like,
my God,
what is this giant thing wasp? I was like, oh my God, it was like kind of orangey yellow body. And yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I kind of wafted it with my hat out of the window. And I was like, okay,
get out.
I don't know why I did this. I thought, like, rather than close the window, I was telling Tash about this. She was like, you closed the window, right? I was like, no, I didn't. I probably should have.
Let it come back in.
Then, because I knocked it, because my office is next to the front door, I was like, I reckon I'll be next to the front door. So I actually got up and went to the front door to see if I could see it, because I was like so intrigued and like kind of like scared at the same time. As soon as I opened the door, it was like there in my face, like wobbling around. So I had to stop it. So I was like, yeah. But yeah, it was huge. So that was a little snippet from my day.
A Mega Beedrill just in front of you. That's
Mega
crazy.
Beedrill. Maybe it's a sign.
Well played. Oh no, it's trash. I went up against it like 2 weekends ago.
But it's fast, baby.
Yeah, and it dies to everything. I think that's
yes.
Anyway, anything you want to add, Costa?
Okay, I've got a very short story.
Short story time. Oh, story time at the end of the pod. Ooh.
I know. Oh, maybe it's a thing we could do more often. Who knows? For those exclusives staying with us at the end. Randomly thought of exclusive. You remember that, Lee? The guy from Traitors, the Welsh guy. So good. Exclusive. Anyway, sorry. Another tangent. That was so funny. What, me? Oh, Lucy.
Sorry, you have to watch Traitors season 3, was it? To get that joke. Sorry, it's a bit of an inside one.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. From another tangent to the previous tangent. So it was a trash day today, and I decided to go and obviously take my trash and pop it and get it ready in the drive and all that stuff. And as I was going and chucking the bags in and all that, I noticed something like shining within it, like the bag. I was like, what the hell? Okay, that doesn't look normal. And then I saw some teeth pop out. And I was like, what am I looking at right now? Because I could not process it at the time. And I'm like, am I like tripping up? Because I haven't slept. And I'm like, this must be like hallucination level.
Yeah, delirium.
Yeah, deliria. And then I just sat there and I just dropped the bag. I'm just looking at it. And I'm just like, and I see it move. And I'm like, oh God, okay, this is actually real right now. And it's not me tripping, because surely, it's moving. So then I'm like, okay, well, I've got to, like adult up and just deal with it and see what it is, because I can't just leave my trash out in my drive on its own. So I go ahead. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to like pick it up. I'm going to check from the distance what the hell that is, and maybe like just try to toss it out of the trash. It did not want to run out, jump out of the trash as if like it was really cozy there. And guess what it was?
It wasn't an animal, was it?
Whoa, what do you think it was?
I don't know. I feel like you're setting up for like a
yeah.
Like a little man.
It was Mega Morwile.
Mega Morwile.
Oh,
I feel like this is a really weird.
Logs in the trash.
I can't believe you just. I can't believe you just
Where
said.
it lives.
I actually can't believe you've let us.
Can't believe you
down
did this.
In the trash.
This is terrible. You've made an enemy tonight, Costa. I hope you know that. I can't believe you just did that.
There you go. Story
That's
time.
actually
Well done.
crazy.
That was that was well set up. I was totally
I'm gonna cut that out of the pod.
Yeah.
That's gone now. There's no way that's stayed in.
Go on. We'll pop it on a short or something.
Some spooky music behind it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on storytelling a bit more. How about you, Stuart? You got anything for us?
No, not to that. Not
He
to
just wants
that.
to go. He's like,
Not to that extent. Oh my goodness. You guys are crazy.
Amazing.
But yeah.
At least my the Hornet story was short and pointless.
Mine was long and pointless.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Hey.
Nothing. We're going to say bye. We've said thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. And yeah, I guess unless you've got anything very short to add, Costa, and anything to add, Scott, then we'll say goodbye and say thank you for tuning into this week's Critical Catch episode.
No, that's it. Cheers, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.